Welcome back to Screen and Ink. Today we're going to be breaking down our favorite things from Comic-Con, and at the end of this video we'll also be talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day that we just watched this past Friday.
Yes.
Let's hop into it. Hunter?
Yep.
So, Comic-Con obviously.
So much.
A few
was
days
announced.
ago. Yes.
So yeah, it's been about a week now.
Yep.
I'm glad we're doing this after we see Brand New Day.
Me too.
First off, Brand New Day was amazing.
So good.
And I can't wait to see how it ties in
To
to all these other projects that
Yes.
were announced. But it was the best one in my opinion, especially the best one out of Tom Holland's.
I agree. It's the best one out of Tom Holland's. I would put it top 3 Spider-Mans that have ever been made. I'm even including the Spider-Verse movies in that.
Yeah.
Which I think are just so top-notch, you know?
Yeah.
So many things happened in the Spider-Man movie. We'll get into that at the end of the video. But speaking of things that Spider-Man may tie into, you want to talk about Doomsday?
Yeah,
first?
let's talk about it, bro. That trailer that they released at Comic-Con was absolutely amazing.
It looks so insane.
So we have the Fantastic Four, we have the new Avengers, we have Thor back, and then we have Captain America back.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see how that goes.
Yes.
So, obviously, it wants us to think that Cap is back. It shows him in the trailer, and it shows a couple, character reactions to him showing up. Like, Thor saying, it's not possible.
Yeah. And then he's like, hey, buddy. Or hey, pal.
Yeah.
And then he grabs Mjolnir, so it's like immediately everybody's like,
that it's got to be Cap.
That's got to be Cap. No one else is worthy except, I guess, Vision was worthy. But no one else has been worthy. So it's got to be Cap, right?
Right. That's what they want us to think. But as you were saying just the other night, who has appeared as Captain America before?
Many times.
Loki.
Yeah.
And as you were saying, he's done quite a few things since we last saw him. And this Loki, it's not the same Loki that we see in Infinity War, in Ragnarok, who, Loki was already kind of turning a page in Ragnarok.
Oh, definitely.
He was still his, conniving and treacherous self. He's still a trickster. And we even see, that at the beginning of the Loki show. But he really, turns a corner in the Loki show.
Yeah.
And he becomes very selfless. He puts the fate of the universe before himself.
Yeah.
And, he literally, manages time
now.
So
yeah, the center of time flows through Loki, and all these timelines flow through him. So could it be that Loki senses multiple incursions happening with Doom that we see in this new trailer that they released? It looks as if Doom is bringing in 3 different worlds together and combining the X-Men world, Fantastic Four world, and then our Earth 616 world.
Yes.
So it looks like he's drawing all 3 together. Now that might be... So for the TVA, that's definitely something that they're going to look at. Now, there's nothing any TVA agent can do against Doomsday.
Yeah.
Or against Doom.
Yeah.
So Loki might have to come himself. And the reason behind and the example for this theory is... We saw the trailer for Cap that they released months ago. And Cap is beardless, short hair, holding a kid, and has a wedding ring on. So he's married Peggy, he has a son, and that's his life now. This Cap shows up with a beard.
Almost looks how he did in Infinity War.
Looks just like Infinity War Cap.
Yeah.
So... And it's just odd. And then you go back to Loki when at the beginning of Infinity War, when he says to Thor,
the sun will shine on us again, brother.
Yes. And in the trailer, it's literally shining on them.
Yes.
So It's shining on him and Thor. I don't know.
Yeah. I love that theory. And I hadn't even I wasn't even thinking about that when you brought it up. And it's one of those things that's like you don't immediately think of it, but if you do, it's kind of right in our face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's right there for us.
Yeah.
And I would love that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that Cap can't be in the movie.
Mm-mm.
But I would love for us, imagine the reunion, right? He lifts Thor's hammer, right? And he's, you know, Thor's so happy to see Cap again.
Yeah.
But then he goes back, like he transitions back into Loki.
Mm-hmm.
That reunion, Loki holding Mjolnir.
I need it, man.
And talking to Thor for the first time since Infinity War. Oh my gosh.
And what is that going to do to Thor? How is he going to feel seeing his dead brother again?
Honestly, he would probably have a hard time, like, even believing it. I think he would.
He'd probably sense that something was afoot.
Oh, yeah. Probably, first of all, he's going to be, you know, so relieved to see him and, you know, super taken aback.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also probably going to be like, where have you been? You know, he's going to probably think that he hasn't even been dead. You know, you pulled that on me again. Like, you made me think you were dead for all this time.
Yeah.
And then.
What is it? So we had the 5-year time jump.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, since an Endgame, it's probably been another 5 years, maybe. Because if this takes place after Spider-Man Brand New Day, it'll be another 4 years added to that 5. So it's been close to, like, what,
almost
10
a decade.
years? Yeah, almost a decade that he's probably thinking, like, you've just been out doing whatever, hiding. We could have used you. Like,
do you know what we went through?
Yeah. You know what I've went through? You know what the people of Asgard have went through in this decade since Infinity War?
So true.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I mean, he loses Jane in this timeline, in this time period.
Has to fight a god killer. He probably could have used Loki for that.
100%. 100%.
I mean,
Loki might have died. But yeah.
But like, how does? I don't know how Loki would also, like, does he remember this time jump? Because this is Loki from, like, 2012 Avengers.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously in the Loki show, he gets shown all of his memories. Like, not all of them, but, like, the major ones.
Yeah,
like,
and it ends with him dying to Thanos.
Yes. So, everything in the midst of that, is Thor going to, like, test him? Like, test this Cap? You know, and ask him stuff that's happened since that 2012 era. Yeah. And then Loki's just going to have to either, does he know all of it? Because, like, all this time and everything moves through him. Does he, like, have all this instant knowledge? Or is he going to be, like...
That's a really good point.
Or is he going to be caught up in the moment, and then Thor's going to suspect something, and then maybe, like, grab his neck, put him up against the wall, and he's like, who are you?
Yeah, especially if, you know, they're all brought into a different universe, or, you know, the universes have been merged. He's going to definitely suspect some type of treachery. Yeah. You know, he's going to think something's going on. Especially if this happened and then Cap shows up, he's going to be suspecting an imposter for sure. And I like that you say that he, you know, might he suspect him, because remember in Ragnarok, he got really good at sensing when Loki was like changing. You know, like when Loki did the image of him, right? And he's still walking with Thor, but it's just his image, and then he shocks Loki.
Yeah, after he put that thing on his back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he got really good at sensing when Loki was doing his, you know.
Yeah, he might he might call his bluff and sniff it out immediately. But also other people that could sniff this out is Bucky and our new Captain America, Sam. They could easily sniff this out, and it looks like in the trailer that they showed, the new one, it looks like Cap is behind the camera talking to them when he walks in, when they're all huddled up in Avengers Tower, and it looks like Bucky and Sam are not having it. They're like, what the hell is this? Who the hell is this? Which makes sense, because you can't just be like, this is the Cap that returned the stones. Well, the one that returned the stones is old and already came back. That doesn't make any timeline sense. So where is this Cap from is another huge question in detail. I theorize that it's the Cap from our Fantastic Four universe. That he possibly jumped into that timeline. And the reason why he's on their ship when they come to Earth is because he like went to help. You know, he came out and went to help, and he senses this.
Especially if his son has been taken.
Especially if his son also with Franklin have been taken, and he knows that the Fantastic Four are going to leave again because they announced to the world. They have no problem announcing to their world everything that's going on. They have no problem being like, all right, we're going to space. We're going to go kill Galactus.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Yeah,
like,
right.
They have no problem
They're
doing
all just
that.
like...
Yeah, they're like, yay, good job.
Yeah.
For regular people. Like,
For sure.
Like, they have no problem with telling them, being like, all right, we're going to dip out. So, this Cap, hear of this announcement, hop on that ship with them, ask and volunteer and be like, hey, listen, I am from another world.
Mm-hmm.
I just put the stones back, and this is the reason why I'm here. And he, like, breaks it down to Reed. And Reed's like, oh, yeah, this is, like, actually possible, because he's, like, the smartest man in the world. So it would make sense why he would be from them.
I'm just trying to kind of understand where you're going from. So how would
old Cap get back to our universe or our world?
No, like how would that Cap have been the one that put the stones back if the one that put the stones back was old, is the one that talked to Sam and was old, you know?
Yeah. I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
It's just why is that Cap with them?
And it kind of just goes further into your theory of like that's
or it's just
might
their
not
Cap.
be Cap, right? Which I would honestly love. I would love to see a Cap from a different universe. Of course, we want to see our Cap.
Yeah.
But showing like these heroes from other universes, how they might be a little bit different, or maybe just the same, but just from different.
And like our Cap in this trailer, it shows him just holding Mjolnir. He's got like a jacket off. He's got like, it's just classic super soldier Cap with Mjolnir. And that is so badass to see. But also it says, like at Comic-Con, also Haley Atwell walked up there on stage with the rest of the cast. So it looks like Peggy Carter is also going to be a major role in this movie.
I want to see Captain Carter so bad.
So are we getting Captain Carter like we did from Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? Or are we getting like not
and
that
the What If
especially
series?
One, but like something or the I didn't even think of that one. That's a great because she could pop up for sure.
Because the What If series is canon. Yeah. And that Captain Carter was like. So OP. Dude.
So she could actually, it could be her.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So I don't know. And then how is she going to feel when she sees her Cap? Like an actual Cap, not Steve. Because her Steve, I think, died.
Yeah.
In the What If series. So like how is she going to feel when she sees a Cap? And then what if it's not Cap?
In the What If series, like he gets killed by the guy that blows up and steals the serum, right? Like when Cap first gets turned into.
Yeah. I think he gets put in a suit, doesn't he? He's like in
basically like a prior like a.
Is it Iron Man suit?
Yeah, it's basically like an Iron Man suit that
the
Howard
OG
made.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good point. That could be her Peggy showing up, because this is no hold back like on this. We're bringing in our OG X-Men. We're bringing our OG Magneto and everybody and Cyclops. Like nobody's off the table.
Anything is possible with this movie. I really love it. I really love it. There's also another theory that maybe it's Hydra Cap.
Hydra Cap is a possibility.
I don't think it's very likely. I don't particularly like that theory, but it's out there.
This feels like this is an existential threat, with Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Hydra has any means to do this.
Yeah, I actually agree.
I don't know how they would even do it.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, what are you going to send
another? Why does Hydra have a dog in the fight? In this fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just seems like a small detail.
I agree with that.
That they would try to do this.
You said existential threat, and that is a very apt term for this, I think, because this is debatably the biggest threat that they've ever faced, bigger than Thanos. We know Doom is much more powerful than Thanos.
Yeah. I would love to see that scene from the comics, though.
When he rips Thanos'
Rips his skull out.
Oh my gosh.
Or skeleton out.
His entire skeleton.
Yeah, that would be amazing to see.
That would be so sick.
Start off the movie setting the tone in his universe. Maybe just have Thanos with all the stones reporting to Doom. And he's like, I thought I told you, like, and it goes through that scene in the comics.
Yeah.
And he's like talking his shit to Doom.
Yeah,
and then he just
rips it, and he says, that appears untrue.
God, that would be amazing.
It would be so
just to
sick.
set the tone.
Yeah. You say that, like, kind of setting the tone for how powerful a villain is. We were talking about the What If series. It's like in that Ultron.
Oh, my God. Talk about a villain.
Dude.
That was amazing.
The Infinity Ultron is crazy.
Infinity Stone Ultron was amazing,
so crazy.
bro.
But it's, he shows up to Ultron, I suppose, because he wants the Mind Stone. And he sees, Ultron sees him, and he sees the other Infinity Stones. And he just lasers Thanos in half.
That was crazy.
And takes the stones.
Yeah.
And it really set the tone. It's like, okay, this Ultron is
way
different.
It would be hilarious, though. This would be the second time somebody sets the tone
by killing Thanos.
Just destroying Thanos. It would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But
we were talking about existential threat. People will probably die in this movie.
I theorize that a lot of X-Men will die.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna say so as well, especially since not all of them are quite as powerful as these Avenger level heroes. Some of them are. Some of them are way more powerful, but not all of them.
Not all of them, and we're all gonna try to take down Doom.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Some people are gonna die, so we're gonna kind of. This is big time, speculation. But if you had to pick one character that you think is going to die, I know you said a lot of X-Men are going to die, but who do you think?
Okay,
is most likely
I got two
to die?
for you.
Okay,
I got two for you. I think Professor X and Magneto die right off a rip.
I
think they try to hold back the Sentinels as much as they can, because in this new trailer that was released, they all show up to the X-Men's to the school in their world. The new Avengers and the Fantastic Four both show up. And
you hear Magneto, narrating.
Yeah, both him and Charles are narrating in this trailer, going back and forth. And especially in the other one that we saw, where it was just about the X-Men.
Yeah.
You saw them, holding each other, just like old time, friends. This is it. And I think they're so old and probably frail now that they can't really fight that much.
Mm-hmm.
And now they definitely have their OP powers and everything, but not enough to make a bigger difference. So I say we're probably going to start off right there on campus defending and fighting Doom. And he's going to raise the Sentinels up like he does in the trailer. And we're all going to get our asses kicked.
Yeah, the X-Men are going to get thrashed.
A couple X-Men are going to die. Maybe Nightcrawler's going to die. Maybe Storm dies if Halle Berry Storm is in it. She's not on the cast list, I don't think.
God, I love Halle Berry as Storm.
Mystique might die. These characters that we just
don't see.
What if
Wolverine's there, man?
What if Logan is there?
I don't think he will be.
No, I hope so. I hope we see a Wolverine in this movie.
And, there's so many legacy, X-Men actors that demand such high, if we're talking about from a real movie making sense, there's so many A-list, super elite level A-list actors that play these X-Men.
Oh yeah,
they can't
especially now.
Yeah,
at this stage
and
in their career.
they've established their careers and everything, and they're all household names. They can't all be in a bunch of different scenes because you just couldn't pay them all.
No, you can't.
You have to either, like you said, Magneto and Charles might send them off, send the X-Men off somewhere, or they might just die. Many of them might just die at the beginning.
I think, though, in the trailer, you see Charles and Magneto holding hands, and you see this big window pane in front of them. And you see this explosion. It looks like an explosion of maybe their world is actually about to explode. And it looks like this big fireball is coming towards them. I think Charles and Magneto might do something to hold back the Sentinels, while someone opens some kind of portal. Maybe Nightcrawler gets them out of danger.
Yeah.
And then Cyclops is on the ground. He probably is, because we see in the trailer him take off,
which is such a
and
sick scene.
It just go full on.
Yeah.
Cyclops, and maybe them four probably sacrifice themselves to get the new Avengers, to get the Fantastic Four and the Wakandans out of there, and then they go back to our world somehow, some way. Or maybe it's an incursion, and they don't have to go and teleport. They just hop back through whatever split in time, because we see that in No Way Home. We see an actual split in the universe with people and these villains start coming through. Maybe it is like that. In different points of the world, there's these slits that are the incursion that he's making. So they have to go back through, and they got to go back to Avengers Tower, go wherever they're going. And they hold them back long enough and sacrifice themselves.
Oh.
So Cyclops goes, Nightcrawler goes, Professor X and Magneto go.
Yeah.
And then we're really oh shit, we just lost the most powerful X-Men. And now we have guys with guns and girls with guns.
Yeah.
We're really going to die.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How are we going to fight this guy?
So that's what I really, and I think that's how the movie begins. Because usually with Marvel, you can tell. You tell by their trailers. Most of the time, this footage that they do put out is at the beginning of a movie.
Yeah.
So and this trailer that they put out, it's going to make everybody oh my God. We have X-Men. We have
Avengers.
We have the Avengers.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be together. No. Half of them are going to die right off a rip.
Yeah.
But that might pave the way for other superheroes to come into the equation. Maybe a Spider-Man. Maybe whoever else is out there. The other
Young
Spider-Man. Yeah, Jean, maybe. Who comes out there? Who comes out there? I don't know. There's endless possibilities.
God, I love
and
that.
endless variants out there as well. And where's Doctor Strange?
Yeah, what has he been doing?
What has he been doing for 5 years?
We could have used him in every movie we've had since then.
Because, Charlize Theron's character is there's been you caused an incursion.
Yeah. And what are the Eternals doing also?
Scrapped.
Yeah, they're retcon.
They're retcon. That's exactly what they're doing.
As Kit Harington comes on screen.
Yeah.
God.
I would have loved to see that. And
Me
now
too.
Blade is scrapped as well. They're not doing Blade anymore, sadly.
We saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, stuck in development hell, which I don't understand how. It's the coolest.
He's so tough.
I don't understand. But, yeah.
So, okay. We've talked about, who we think is going to die, right? We talked about before privately that in this past Fantastic Four movie, we kind of felt like Mr. Fantastic got underutilized.
A bit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's the smartest man, and his powers are also sick.
They're amazing, yeah.
And I feel like he just didn't get really his flowers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It felt like Sue Storm really
carried the way. Paved the way,
yeah, and she definitely carried the film.
She did. She saved our ass.
She carried the load. Yeah, she did. But we know that Doom and Mr. Fantastic, they have this rivalry, And in one of the trailers, we see or we hear Mr. Fantastic yelling at Doom as Victor, and he's like, did you do this? Did you do this? So do you think that this is showing us that we're going to have a big time, it's going to be
Reed.
The main theme is going to be Reed versus Doom?
I hope
kind of
so.
Thing? I really hope so too. And Pedro Pascal is made to lead a Marvel movie, man.
Yeah.
He's so good as a superhero. And I think he would do so well.
And I think they need this. Our version, our Avengers, our new Avengers need some type of maturity of a team leader to lead us in this kind of big, huge incursion battle, fate of the world, fate of the universe
Yeah.
type of threat, because I don't think Yelena and Bucky are the ones to do it.
No.
You know, they have so much. I mean, I know that Thunderbolts was a movie kind of based on dealing with your trauma, and that's what they get Bob to do / Sentry to do in the movie, is to get past the darkness.
Yeah.
You know, but meanwhile, the rest of the Thunderbolts all have their own dark demons that they all battle with and they get through. It doesn't mean they've gone away.
They are super dysfunctional as a team.
They're very
also.
dysfunctional. So, and especially with the lack of powers that they do have, I think having Reed lead the team this way is a very smart decision.
I think so as well, because he's had this experience leading a super powerful team, mind you, that deals with these threats where they go into wormholes to different galaxies across the galaxy, man.
Yeah, and like they've fought Galactus at this point, and that is nothing short
They
of.
they are easily the most, besides obviously, Cap and Thor.
And Thor, yeah, right.
And Hulk, maybe if we get Hulk.
Where is he at? I don't see him in any trailer. Also, like, we'll talk about that later.
What happens in Spider-Man.
What happened to him, but yeah.
But we're gonna need this leadership, like you said, from the Fantastic Four, but specifically from Reed.
And I think Reed is going to be able to do it, but this like going back and forth between him and Victor, like they're going to probably be like old friends. You know, they knew each other. Him and Sue are probably going to like have this real deep history with Victor, and for them to find out that this is him, that has done this, it's going to be really huge for them.
Yeah.
And what drove Doom to do this? Obviously, like. That is another question.
And where has Doom been in these other universes? Because we've gotten references to him multiple times, right? I talked about in Moon Knight. He's literally, Moon Knight is in Latveria.
Yeah.
And Doom obviously doesn't show up, but of course that's probably below his pay grade. I mean,
but it's his country. It looked like the village, like right below. Like, it's like a castle that he's near. So like, maybe that's his
castle.
That's his home.
Yeah.
So like, but that is a good question. Where has he been? But is this recent though? Did this just happen?
Yeah. Right.
So like, what drove Doom?
And he could be completely different, Victor could be completely different in the 616 universe compared to, the Fantastic Four universe,
For
obviously.
Sure.
So, speaking of Doom and Reed, what is Doom doing with Franklin, Reed and Sue's son?
Yeah, that's another question. Like, why kidnap the kid?
Yeah.
Or kids,
because he also takes
Cap's son. Possibly takes Cap's son.
Potentially somebody.
Does he take Love? Does he take Love? Does he take his daughter? Does he take T'Challa's son from Wakanda? And that's why it brings in Shuri and M'Baku. I mean, does it take? I mean, I don't know. Does it take these kids? And
there's so many different plot lines that they've opened up for Doomsday.
Yeah.
And it feels very Infinity War in-game-esque.
Yeah.
With not only the stakes are incredibly high, but how many different things are going on at once. And I think we pretty much agree that Infinity War and Endgame both did as well as you can do at sticking the landing on different characters, story arcs and everything, when there's so many of them in only a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that they have, opened the door on that they're gonna have to address in this movie.
Yeah.
And I really like how we don't really know exactly what all storylines they're gonna go with, because is Spider-Man going to be in this movie? Because we have his whole thing going on right now after Spider-Man.
Yeah, after Brand New Day.
It's so open-ended. Obviously, we know the X-Men are going to be in there.
Yeah.
All the different Avengers.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts. There's so much. The Wakandans.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit. You said that. Kind of switch subjects here. You said that Sam and Bucky are looking at Cap kind of, suspiciously.
Suspiciously, yeah.
How do you think they're really gonna react to him?
I think Sam's gonna say some witty shit like,
Yeah.
"Who the hell are you?"
Yeah.
And like,
because he had this deep conversation.
Yeah, and the
with
passing
Cap.
of the baton, the passing of the shield, literally is super important to him.
Because in his mind, we did all this, and then you had this crazy deep conversation with me, and literally passed the torch to me, made me Captain America. You're not just gonna come back out of the blue.
Also, I want to know if people say Cap or if they say Steve in this movie. Because I saw online, everybody wants to be like, "There's Cap, Cap's back." And then Sam Wilson kind of got not Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie got wind of this. People kept saying Cap is back, and he's like, "I'm Captain America, by the way. Cap is here."
True. Ooh.
This is Steve Rogers that is back. So
will it open the door for almost a little bit of rivalry where it used to be just so much love?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think that them two will probably, if it doesn't come out immediately, they'll sniff this out.
Yeah.
And not being Cap.
And especially Bucky, he grew up with the guy.
Yeah.
And he knows everything.
What if he just straight up goes to him and be like, "What do we do in 8th grade at Coney Island? What do we do?" And if Loki doesn't have this instant knowledge, if it's Loki, what's going to happen?
So true. Oh.
I would love for them to just pin Loki up right then and there in Avengers Tower. That
would be such classic trickster Loki just getting found out and him being like, well,
it would be funny
jigs
if
up.
it happened in Avengers Tower and Hulk happens to be there, and then just
oh yeah.
But instead of it being Loki, it is Loki, but he's still in Cap form, and he just
so they think he's doing it to Steve, but really he's doing it to Loki.
And then Loki pops out after he's just sitting there, and it's Loki, the magic goes away.
Oh,
that would
that's
be
a
hilarious.
Dude, yes, that would be so good.
I don't know. It would be
so. We've talked about a bunch of characters that are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
One character who's not coming back is Iron Man, but the actor Robert Downey Jr. is obviously coming back to play as Doom.
Yeah.
How do you think he's gonna do as Doom?
I think he's gonna kill it.
Mm-hmm.
We said this the other day, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I think he is going to kill it, though. I think RDJ is obviously an amazing actor.
Yeah.
But I really hope he's able to nail the accent, so us as an audience can get through that, because
it's in the trailer where we've heard Doom, it does not even sound like RDJ.
No, I didn't think the first time I heard it, I was like, "Who's talking?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?" And then I was like, "Oh, that's Doom. That's RDJ."
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. And then him being hidden behind the mask is gonna help a lot. But also, will we get a mask reveal? Will he take his mask off at some point and show Cap and Thor?
I would love that.
And Bucky and Sam and the rest of the Avengers. Will we, maybe Hulk, maybe Spider-Man if he's in it. What is that going to do to the team? Being Tony,
Yeah.
So you think they're suspicious about Cap? Wait until they see who's behind the mask.
And it is but it is actually Victor. You know what I mean?
It's
not Tony.
But that is a good problem for us. It's what happened? And then because I think if this is Cap, we hear in Endgame, when Iron Man helps up Cap after they get blown to shit by Thanos, and he's like, "You mess with time, it tends to mess back." So are they gonna if it is really Cap, is he gonna think back to that line? You know, did he snap and then go? You know, there's all these possibilities that could happen. So I don't know. But I do think, going back to your original question, I do think that RDJ is going to kill it, though.
I agree.
I think he's going to be great. I do want a mask reveal at some point, though.
I really just want to see, like you said, how all the characters react.
Also, we're talking about people playing different characters but being the same actor in other universes. We see in the trailer though, and we've been hearing online that what drives Doom to do this is the loss of his wife and daughter. Well, Tony had a wife and daughter as well. Is it going to be played by Pepper? If we see it, is it going to be played by Gwyneth Paltrow? Is the same little girl that we see?
Oh my gosh!
Going to resemble?
Great question.
Going to resemble Morgan in this Fantastic Four universe that he's from? Is it going to be Pepper? It won't be her name, obviously. It'll be whatever his wife's name in the comics is. But what if it's played by Gwyneth Paltrow?
That would add an extra level of weight to it. Kind of on the opposite of what you were saying. The same actors playing different characters.
Yeah.
We also know that in other universes, different actors play, the same character. We see Deadpool go into all the different universes, and he sees Henry Cavill
as Wolverine.
The
Calverine.
The Calverine, dude.
Yeah.
So, it, like we said, anything is possible.
And you're bringing up Deadpool. I mean, we saw this little funny teaser with Deadpool, actually Ryan Reynolds Deadpool at Comic-Con.
Yeah,
hold the mic.
Wearing the Jean Grey
suit, and going up there and being you guys got any room for me?
Yeah.
Basically. And they're all just no. And it's just a funny bit, and then he, walks away. But is he?
Right? And not only that, I really hope Deadpool's
I would
in
love.
here. I don't know how he would, fit. And I feel like the trouble bringing him into, along with so many, other Marvel characters, is because his personality is so, R-rated.
Vulgar?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you would have to tone him down so much to put him into a PG-13 movie. Because if he's in there longer than a minute,
I would love
the
if
movie's R-rated.
I would love if he did, though, elaborate on that. And we talked about this the other night.
Breaks the fourth wall and he's PG-13, guys.
Yeah, because we talked about this scenario, but I'm also thinking of another scenario. We talked about if he did open the TVA portal, it possibly popped in while they're battling, the Sentinels at the beginning of the movie, or at the end, and he's just screw this.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And then he leaves. Or what if he just pops in and uses the one F word?
Yes.
And he's this.
Yeah,
and then he's he breaks the fourth wall. He looks at everybody and he's that was the one F word. Now I got to go. And then he opens the portal and he leaves again. That would be hilarious.
Or he pops in, he sees the Sentinel, it's about to step on, he's what the fuck? Gets stepped on.
Gets smushed.
Yeah, just gets smushed, and then you see him just a pile of mush and an arm hitting the portal.
Yeah, just his arm and his head, just half of his torso, just skates through.
Oh, that would be so great.
I would love to see that.
That would be the perfect way to use him, honestly.
Yes, yes, and you bring up a good point though. He is too vulgar to use. So if you did use him in a PG-13 movie,
he would have to acknowledge that
he would have to break the fourth wall and be I got to keep it PG. Disney's too cheap.
Yeah.
Even though they're spending $1 billion on this, it would be funny.
It would be funny.
But if he goes, Logan has to follow.
I agree.
Because they're literally together at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. He has to follow and go.
And it would add into this redemption of this flawed Logan that we see in Deadpool.
That's a great
because
point.
He's this Logan that we see is an absolute failure, right? He's really not.
My God! What if we see him save his X-Men? Oh my God!
Bro, give me some.
Oh my God! Oh my God! If we see that Logan pop in here and save his X-Men and let them all escape, along with the Avengers and Fantastic Four.
Whew. Buddy. buddy. Oh my
finally
gosh, that would
lives
be
up
so
to
amazing.
his name. Because, like, they do in Deadpool and Wolverine, you know, they save that world. But, like,
He would get this personal, like,
yes.
validation and redemption, you know.
That also, like, a real Logan also needs, too.
Which, if we're going to, you know, eventually replace Logan, which we will at some point, I would say probably in the near future.
Yeah, very near future, I'd say.
This would be a good send-off for, like, an actual send-off.
Dude, yes, yes.
Like, have him... Because in Logan, he died, but obviously that was not a satisfying ending for fans. I don't think he was very satisfied by it because he ended up coming back. I feel like this, you know, him dying in that way would be a great, like, okay, Hugh Jackman's, you know, Wolverine is gone now. He saved the day. You know, even, it would show, like, even the worst Wolverine, like, he was still such a good hero. And that closes the chapter on that Wolverine. That would be freaking awesome.
And what if the reason why this incursion is happening to this X-Men world, this universe that they are in, because it's definitely not going to be our X-Men like that is in our 616 universe. That's not going to happen. It's going to be a different world. What if they lost their anchor being Logan? And this is the real true reason, because, you know, we know from Loki, Deadpool and Wolverine, when you lose an anchor being, your world will collapse.
Yeah.
So what is, if that is the reason? It's like they don't have their anchor being anymore, and this is like the true, like, kind of set path for their world, and the real reason why they are going to die. It's because they possibly have already lost their anchor being Logan, so this never got to be. Pops in and saves them, but does sacrifice himself in the process. That would be
great. That would be so peak.
Nice tie-in to that. And then, like you said, this sets up X-Men.
Yes.
And that movie is announced. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah,
or anything.
we even have the cast.
We have the rumored cast. We have one confirmed.
I hope that's the real cast.
I do too. That cast looks amazing. We'll get to that when we talk about Spider-Man, though.
Yeah.
But we do have one confirmed, which is Emma Frost. She's confirmed. So we know that this is going to happen, and I think that at D23, which happens I think in a couple weeks, you'll see the full unveiling of the cast there. So yeah, one got leaked, but the rest will be confirmed, and then the X-Men movie will be, all right, 2028, here it comes, mid-2028. Because what we're about to talk about, we're about to talk about Ghost Rider and Black Panther. Their movies are scheduled for 2028. So you have Black Panther coming out in December of 2028.
Yeah.
Which is another December date, because we have Doomsday this upcoming December. We have Secret Wars next December. And then you have Black Panther the December after that.
Then X-Men comes out in 2027 when?
2028.
I thought it was 2027.
There's no way. No.
I think that's the date it had on it for Comic-Con. No?
No.
Really?
No.
Gotcha.
But and then
2028 is going to be absolutely stacked.
And then
dude.
Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy, they went up there and they talked about Ghost Rider, and he just said, "See you in 2028."
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, Sean Levy said it before they left the stage. He said, "See you guys in 2028." So he didn't say "see you in May" or "see you in June" or July like the normal scheduled movies do come out in, because I think that's where the X-Men slot will get filled, and then you'll have Ghost Rider either before it or you'll have it after it, and then Black Panther down here.
What a year for movies that's gonna be.
Yeah, and it'll be. That will set up this new stage and new phase that we'll be going into after Secret Wars.
Let's talk about one thing that I don't particularly care for, and we both talked about it already, but why in the world is M'Baku bigger than the Thing?
I have no idea, and it pisses me off. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
The Thing is supposed to be massive, which M'Baku we know is an absolute unit. And this thing is sized down some. But
I think they did it to make him feel more like believable and more like personal, to
And we see him a lot in his like human form.
Yeah, he has
well.
like jackets and coats on.
Yeah.
You know, like he's trying to be like Ben. You know, he's not trying to be the Thing with just shorts on and walking around like a rock. He's trying to be a person.
Yeah.
So I get why they did it. And at first, I really didn't like how they made him, because I'm so used to like all the other ones. But like,
I really liked him in Fantastic Four.
But when I watched the movie, I was like, this is great. He's great. So,
everything about Fantastic Four was amazing.
Yeah, I loved it.
My kind of final thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this movie is gonna hit, or do you think it's gonna be a bust? Because there's so much riding on this movie. I know it's early and it hasn't, we haven't seen a whole lot of it yet. But if you had to pick now, is it hitting? Because it's massive expectations. Do you think it's gonna live up to this in-game level?
I think they absolutely kill it. And the only way you could have killed it is you bring back the Russo brothers and you bring back Cap and you bring back RDJ. Because they know that they have missed these last few years.
Yeah.
And a lot of projects they've missed out on. And all these shows that they have missed out on. They just don't hit the same. And if you want to tie all this up in a short fashion, you want to tie this phase up, or you want to create a new phase in a short amount of time, you have to bring back the OG characters.
You got to have your pillars.
You have to bring, and the people that made the most successful billion-dollar movies, which is the Russo brothers. They made Civil War. They made Winter Soldier. They made Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
You have to bring them back, and you have to bring RDJ back, and have to bring Cap back. You don't have to bring those two characters and actors back specifically.
Yeah.
But that helps tremendously. It's going to make the casual fan be like, okay, yeah, absolutely, take my money. I want to see it.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a hit. What do you think?
I think also, I completely agree with you. I think it's going to absolutely knock it out of the park. The Russo brothers being back is the biggest thing.
I love them.
For me. Because, like you said, we've missed on so many projects, and we've been missing that feeling, from these past few, these most recent Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, of course, gave us that same feeling where it was like, it had this, they're feel-good movies, but it also meant something. There's high stakes, and it makes you feel.
Yeah, right.
So I agree. I think they're going to absolutely nail it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to absolutely nail it. Okay. Do you want to talk about Ghost Rider?
Yes, please.
Let's talk about Ghost Rider, man.
Yes, please.
So, first of all, I'm so excited that this movie is happening, actually.
Yeah,
we've been missing it for well over a decade. This is a movie that me and you grew up on. Of course, it's the Nicolas Cage one is not part of the MCU, but we've always kind of considered it, one of the cornerstones of like our Marvel upbringing.
That's probably besides Spider-Man, that was the first MCU thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and like I enjoyed the Hulk as a kid, but Ghost Rider was my jam.
Oh, I would watch it 10 times over.
Yes,
it was my favorite.
Nicolas Cage and Sam Elliott absolutely
He's brought a
rocked
darker
the show.
presence to like a
Like
lighter
superheroes, yes.
universe.
Yes,
And like making deals with the devil.
Oh.
Like what?
So good.
And having this, and he also like rides dirt bikes and shit. Like that was awesome. Jumping on them and being this stunt
guy. Yeah, this daredevil.
So, literally, and it was just an amazing. So now we finally get the long-awaited fan-casted Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider. I can't believe it actually happened. I've wanted this for so long.
And it feels like major fan service, but at the same time, it feels like the right move because we love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Everything he touches turns to gold in movies, dude.
You talk about it. I mean, Barbie, La La Land. I mean, The Nice Guys.
Yes.
I mean,
Driver.
Project Hail Mary.
Oh my gosh. It goes on and on.
It goes on and on. And I talked to you about it the other day, like he's now like checked off every box
Yeah, he's been a superhero.
He's been in a comedy. He's been in like sci-fi.
He's been a criminal.
Yeah, he's done every kind of genre that there is. Action, like he's got it all. Adventure, whatever.
His bag is so deep.
Love, like a romance. Like he's done all of those musicals.
Gosh.
And
he's the guy. And he already has like a cult following.
Yeah.
People love Ryan Gosling, and like the people that love Ryan Gosling love Ryan Gosling, you know? Like I can hardly get on the internet right now without seeing edits of Ryan Gosling. You know, like his fans are absolutely crazy, in the best way. But while we're talking about Ryan Gosling, do you think there's any chance he can be better than Nicolas Cage?
At this point with Marvel, yeah. I think that they can make a better movie than his was at the end of the day. His was like a horror film.
Yeah.
A straight-up horror film. And this new director that they brung in, Sean Levy, he directed Deadpool and Wolverine. He's directed a bunch of comedies. But also in this horror aspect, or mainly a thriller aspect, he directed and executive produced Stranger Things.
Yes.
So, like we talked about Stranger Things the other day, it's like it used to be really spooky.
Very spooky, like, in the best way,
and
too.
like when we got to season, the last season, it wasn't really.
No, they lost that vibe.
Season 4 had a big spooky vibe.
That kind of happens when you get so big.
So big, yeah.
You know.
And they tried though, like Vecna, like that first 2-3 episode premiere, I think, or that first part that they had, and then at the end, like
when Sadie Sink is in that other like dimension, basically, at that house, and that that girl is also at that house, and she gets led through the woods by Sadie Sink's character. That they did good, getting that kind of spooky vibe with that. But I agree with you. Throughout.
Yeah, and I was talking about like when Vecna comes out at the end of like part 1 or 2.
Oh yeah.
And he comes out and he takes over Will, and he takes over like all these, all the different ones that are about to kill the kids, and then Will like takes over control.
And when the Demogorgon is snatching people at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
That was actually.
There is this horror aspect that he can film.
100%.
So will he bring that to this, or will he make it funny? And
I think there's probably going to be a mix of both, because there was comedy in Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage, because Nicolas Cage can pull a punchline like nobody else. He's so funny. But he's also really good at this intense acting. And then, of course, Sam, we had his predecessor, Sam Elliott, as Ghost Rider. Awesome. And he had this very serious, super sick vibe that he brought to Ghost Rider. I kind of wonder if they're going to have, an older Ghost Rider.
Possibly, but I have a bigger question. We praise the CGI of older things all the time, and we hate on the CGI of newer things.
Yeah.
A lot, because it is bad in a lot of cases. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what Marvel project it is, they have their spurts where, even in Infinity War and in Endgame, like there are these little
Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man and all, like it doesn't matter what project, just pick it, and there's something that's bad about it.
Yeah.
Like that new freaking Ant-Man movie.
Like we love Deadpool and Wolverine, but oh my gosh, some of the CGI in that was absolutely atrocious. Yeah. But it almost felt like they were like acknowledging it at some point. Yeah.
So it does beg the question: will they make Ghost Rider look good, or will it be like
come on, bro?
Yeah. So it makes me nervous. Which I think if you're gonna have an actor like Ryan Gosling, and you're gonna make this movie finally, you have to make the product of Ghost Rider look worth it.
And I think they will. Yeah. I think they will. We've used the term, of course, so many times, cautiously optimistic. Yeah. I would use that term to the maximum degree with this Ghost Rider thing. But emphasis on the optimistic. Yeah. Emphasis on the optimistic. I'm very hopeful going into it. And you were talking about the other things that Sean Levy has directed. With Ryan Gosling now, he's also directing that
the new Star Wars
Star Wars show.
Yeah.
So that's going to be huge.
That comes out May, I think, of next year.
And so they're already going to have this like chemistry
Yeah.
with each other. Ryan Gosling's going to know what Sean Levy's kind of looking for in different scenes.
Yeah.
And I think on the flip side, Sean Levy is going to know how to bring the best out of Ryan Gosling.
Right, yeah.
So I think, because we see when actors and directors work together with multiple films, we see this all the time with Christopher Nolan and his actors.
Yeah.
They know.
And Tarantino as well.
Yes.
And Scorsese. Like, they bring the same people back.
When you build these chemistries between directors and actors,
it makes it a lot easier.
A lot easier. And you get a product that seems so much more genuine.
Yeah.
They can really embody these characters. And, of course, people like Christopher Nolan has said that they don't write characters for actors because they're scared they don't want to limit the actor.
Yeah.
But he writes a character and then thinks, who would be good in this?
Yeah.
And I think Sean Levy might have, done that with Ryan Gosling, which it's a little bit different when you're dealing with Disney, and there's a lot of execs that are like, hey, we're bringing this actor is going to be headlining this project, but I'm really happy that they're already going to have this chemistry and connection with each other.
Yeah, and I'm excited that it finally got announced because Ghost Rider is something that we love and that we have wanted for years.
Yeah.
And it would have just been, it's going to be exciting to see what happens and how he ties into, like, is he going to be in Secret Wars and then have his own movie?
Because in so many different, things, we've seen Ghost Rider alongside a bunch of different superheroes, so he can work alongside these people. And especially when somebody like Ryan Gosling, man.
Yeah.
He's going to bring so much star power.
I wonder what his voice is going to be like, too. Like, his Ghost Rider voice.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be something that we've never seen from him before. So
very true.
That's going to be really interesting to see from him. But, yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Also, we were talking about movies that he's been a part of. Blade Runner kind of had this, like, super...
Yeah.
This super sci-fi kind of vibe, but also darker, edgier.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
That's gonna be sick. Anyways, moving on. What do we want to talk about next? Black Panther.
Black Panther. Just talk about Black Panther.
Yeah. So obviously we have David Johnson being casted as Black Panther.
Yeah.
There was a lot of questions around who is going to pick up this mantle as Black Panther, where they're going to kind of stick with Shuri, especially after all the reviews of Black Panther 2, which was unfortunate. I personally agree with them. It was not my absolute favorite, and I hated that it wasn't because I love Shuri's character.
Yeah.
And I was so ready for her to pick up the pieces and run with it,
Same.
But I do... Do you think it's do you think they're pivoting because of these fan reviews, or what do you think's behind
Especially after the success that Ryan Coogler's been getting, like with Sinners and everything happening, and then how big Black Panther was and the success it had. Like, I think that for something to flop as bad as Wakanda 2 did.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't at the box office. I think it did make a profit, but just a minimal profit. But it...
Especially after the monumental success that Black Panther had. Absolutely huge.
So, like, the comparison of it, which is hard to do when you lose Chadwick Boseman. When you have to pivot like he did, and you have to pivot the script, it is hard as hell to do.
Yeah.
So, for them to make it as good as they could, and then also pay tribute to Chadwick in it, it is difficult, and it won't get greatly reviewed. But I don't think that was the problem. I just think the story was kind of the problem, and I didn't really care for Namor, and I like Namor as a character and the guy who plays him.
Me too.
I don't like the world and how his people looked. I just thought it was weird. I don't like how they were blue. It
kind of felt silly.
I almost felt silly. Yeah. And Namor, it was our first like like mutant
Yeah.
that is paving this way for the X-Men. So it is cool that was introduced.
The
But-
plot itself to me just kind of felt a little bit weak, honestly. And
Yeah.
I hate saying that because Wakanda is such a good setting. Debatably the
I
best
love
setting.
Wakanda.
It's so good. The cast that surrounds that entire,
Yeah, like like Winston Duke, who plays M'Baku, is amazing.
it's just full of A-listers,
Yeah,
man.
so-
and just phenomenal actors.
But I think just the success it had from 1 and then going so far down in 2 just didn't translate well. And I don't know if they want to just, like with Shuri, I don't know if she wants to, like her character wants to do it as well. I feel like
You're not talking about her actor, you're talking about
I feel
Shuri.
I feel like Shuri might not want to hold the mantle of Black Panther. She might want to be more. She might want to hold, like,
Because be her own kind of thing. Or?
Yeah, and like be the queen of Wakanda rather than Black Panther at the same time. Because we saw Chadwick kind of like struggle with that
Yeah.
at the same time, being king
Especially
and
at
being
the
the Black
beginning.
Panther and like holding like relations with the outside world. I think Shuri is like probably wants to do that instead. And like wants to keep, because she's like so smart and tech savvy. I feel like she's probably better used like creating more for Wakanda than being and holding that responsibility
Yeah.
of Black Panther, especially with all the Avenger threat levels that come into play all the time. So it is cool to see how his son that we got to see, which was a very just amazing thing to do, and how to translate it to Black Panther, like how to translate Chadwick away from his role and give it to someone else. It's like, of course, it needs to be his son.
Yes.
And I like how they used that in the movie. And so now we get David Johnson,
Which is a great casting
who
pick.
was amazing in Alien Romulus, and he's amazing in Industry, which is a great show on HBO. And he's good in The Long Walk, the movie. So he is very
Underrated movie. by the way.
underrated movie. I think he's very up to the task. But I'm curious to see, because it's going to jump from when he was like a kid, when Shuri was like sitting next to him now as an older like man, But like Shuri was also like older, seeing him as a child. So like, how is Shuri going to be? Are they going to age her up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are they going to age M'Baku up? Are they going to give him like gray beard and stuff like that? I'm curious to see the age difference and what this
Or
trial,
maybe David Johnson will be playing a younger
Black Panther man.
Which
Yeah,
he could. He looks good.
He could
I
pull
mean,
off a young 20-something-year-old man. Yeah,
I agree.
I do think that, but I also think that this casting was really good, and it is a touching subject to recast Black Panther.
I think once again we're probably gonna go back to cautiously optimistic.
This one is
Emphasis on the cautiously.
emphasis on the cautiously with this
Yeah.
one. Like, we're cautious about all these. We're cautious, but we're more optimistic about the ones that we've talked about. We're very on the cautious side with this one,
Yeah.
especially with it being as touchy as it has been.
One thing I want to touch on before we move on is, how do you think, and this is kind of a, real world behind the scenes kind of thing, but how do you think, Shuri's actor felt about kind of being, because
Letitia Wright.
which she's an amazing actor. She's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted her to I wanted her to be well received, even though I didn't particularly care for, before I watched the movie, I really wanted it to work out,
Yeah.
but it really didn't. And I think she probably realizes that and is disappointed, but how do you think she feels
I don't know,
about it?
because we're about to see the Wakandans take and her and M'Baku take on this next challenge in Doomsday. So is it something combined with what happens in Doomsday, what possibly happens in Secret Wars, that strips this hold of the mantle from her Is she going to go through so much trauma of losing people in Wakanda, losing people on Earth, and maybe losing M'Baku? Or, well, I guess we can't lose M'Baku because he is casted in this 2028 project.
Yeah.
But maybe losing, like, her mom or Okoye. Maybe we lose her. And this takes such a toll on her.
So if they play it the right way,
that she just doesn't want anything to do with, like I said.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just done. She goes through these 2 years of, like, bad trauma of holding the title of Black Panther, and she's like, I don't want to do it. But if he wants to take it back, he has to fight Shuri. You know, he has to, like, do that trial. So that'll be very interesting to see both of them fight for it, if she even wants to fight for it.
I think she has to, though, no? Like,
She does, but, like, will she just be like,
give up, kind of.
there's the sword, or will they actually have to battle it out? But I think that it'll be a combination of maybe Shuri wants to settle down. Maybe Shuri wants to start a family.
Mm-hmm.
And she's done with, because she saw what the Black Panther with Chadwick, what he had to go through, because he couldn't have a family with, I forget her name from the first one.
Yes.
And she moved away and had their son. You know, he couldn't have his family and deal with the trials of being an Avenger at the same time and keeping Wakanda safe and dealing with all these other threats. Maybe she wants to actually have a family while looking over Wakanda.
Sure.
But not with the responsibility of also having to protect the world as an Avenger at the same time. So that's probably what they're going to go in the direction of, I would say.
I like that.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
that would be a great way for her to pass the torch.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kind of pivoting from talking about, you know, the movies, the different projects themselves, like the individual projects. Marvel said that they are going to be shifting away from
Thank God.
making shows into focusing on movies.
Thank God.
Thank goodness, man. We needed that so hard.
Yeah.
There was a couple shows that we really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
It should have stopped there.
Should have stopped there.
We didn't need She-Hulk.
No.
Loki was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I loved Loki. I could have watched 10 seasons of it.
Yeah.
Although I loved the way it ended.
I would make the argument that Loki's the only one that we did need.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's 100% valid. I think Falcon Winter Soldier was good.
Yeah.
I think WandaVision was good. With where all of those characters have gone to now, I think I also agree. We could have done without them.
I don't see the point in making the Falcon and Winter Soldier and then having Captain America 4. I mean, you could have touched on basically the exact same things.
Yeah.
The only thing that you told us that was different from Captain America 4 and the show was that they tried to use John Walker at first.
Yeah.
And then they were like, he's a psychopath.
Yeah, and we show how he got the super serum and everything.
And then they touch on, like, John, I think is it John Bradley or Isaiah Bradley, which is the other super soldier that they experimented on. And they touch on that. But that's literally it.
Yeah. Most of it could have been done in 15 minutes.
And then you kind of get Sam's, like, a little bit of his backstory. Like, he has a family in New Orleans. And,
yeah.
But he doesn't have, like, a family. It's just like his.
And I liked, it's
sister
showing Bucky, going to therapy and everything, and how he's kind of dealing with his immense level of trauma.
Yeah.
But also, we could have gotten that in Thunderbolts, man.
You could have put it in Thunderbolts. You could have put all that in Captain America 4, which is another project that was not well received.
Yeah.
I did not like Captain America 4. I thought it was really bad.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I thought Red Hulk was absolutely god-awful.
I thought, like, it's cool to see, but, like, it's visually pleasing, I guess. But, like, other than that, it didn't make a lick of sense. It was just...
Which sucks because I love Sam Worthington. Not Sam Worthington.
Sam Wilson?
Sam Wilson. Sam Worthington, the actor.
Yeah, you love Jake Sully.
I love
Avatar?
Mason from Call of Duty.
You love Mason from Call of Duty. You love Perseus from
I was
Clash of the
I was
Titans?
just watching something about Sam Worthington before I came here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we love him, but like
Underrated actor.
But it's just another movie that flopped, and I
Same.
don't know what has been going on with Disney and Marvel, but like this isn't the only project. This isn't the only movie that flopped, because we're sitting here talking about shows. We're sitting here talking about stop making shows, brother. The other movies that you also put out, sucked as well.
Which probably has a lot to do though with them splitting resources between these shows, and there was probably this disconnect between what they were trying to do at.
I mean, you want to talk
Marvel
about a
and
show
at Disney.
that what should have been great and sucked was Secret Invasion.
The hype behind
They
that.
spent $250 million for a 6-episode
Good God.
bombshell and
And
a
you know,
CGI slop
It
fest.
was coming off the heels of What If. All this was coming off the heels of What If, which was so well received.
I would have rather you guys put all of the money that combined with all of those shows into What If and Loki,
Yeah.
and like give me 8 seasons of Loki and give me 1 billion seasons of What If.
I love What If.
I
Keep going with that, please.
I watch that all day long,
Yes.
man. But everything else sucked. All
Yeah.
of it. There was no reason for any of it. And it was terribly received. All of it.
We're gonna talk about one more
Mm-hmm.
Marvel show.
Oh,
One
yeah.
more Marvel show, and it is Vision Quest.
Yeah, it got announced.
So it said that they said that this is going to end WandaVision's storyline.
Wanda's trilogy.
Wanda's trilogy, yes.
So, and I don't
Excuse
even
me.
know how you say that. I guess WandaVision was the first,
Yeah.
Multiverse was the second, and now this is it.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, it means Wanda's not dead.
Yeah, right.
And if that's the case, and this comes out in October, I
Which
believe.
I kind of didn't think she was. But
No, nobody thinks it.
Yeah.
But like, no one's touched on it since.
Yeah.
But in the Ironheart show, they introduced Mephisto at the end of it.
Which was such a weird show to
Another
introduce
weird
him in.
show.
He should have been introduced in.
She should have been. Are
yeah.
you talking about
No,
Mephisto?
Mephisto
Yeah.
should have been introduced in.
Multiverse of
Wa-
Madness
Or I was gonna say WandaVision.
or
I was
WandaVision.
gonna say WandaVision. That's what we all thought, right?
Yeah, we thought
We
Mephisto
thought-
was behind a bunch
Yeah.
of this because he takes her kids in the comics, so that would have made a lot more sense than the direction they did go into. But at the end of that show, we have White Vision take over and then dip out. Where the hell has he been for like 8 years? Where the hell has?
How has nobody seen him? And what has he been doing? Maybe trying to get his memories and stuff.
What I wonder if he's just been on Earth or has he been like flying through like
Space.
space?
Yeah.
Like, did he
That's
take
a
off
really
and
good
like
point.
go out into the abyss and just keep going and flying? Because Vision can move. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like he can just like fly. He can
Yeah,
like go.
yeah.
So it does beg that question, like, where has he been? And if he has been on Earth, it's gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
gonna
what
piss
have
me
you been
off a
doing,
lot.
dude? What? Yeah, I agree. How do you think that this show
Mhm.
will tie into Doomsday, if at all?
I think it'll tie in because I think I said it comes out in October.
Yeah.
This is going to have to we're gonna need Wanda. That's how it's gonna tie in, because there's no way we can defeat Doom with the people that we have.
Yeah, we're gonna need some heavy hitters.
We're gonna need some heavy hitters, and the only person that we saw manhandle Thanos was Wanda.
Yeah. Besides,
now-
like Captain Marvel, right? But she
Yeah.
kind of got did up by once he picked up the Power Stone.
Yeah, and wherever she is too. Like,
Hopefully far away. I'm sorry. I'm just,
no, but
I'm just kidding. I actually do enjoy her character.
yeah, but wherever she is as well. I mean, this is the state of Marvel.
You know, other worlds are going through this stuff too. You know, they need help too. I'm sorry.
God.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna need some heavy hitters. Wanda is obviously the prime
Yeah.
choice for this because if ever there was somebody who can come in and turn the tides for the good guys, it is with their power. It is Wanda.
Yeah.
Of course, depending on who we get from the X-Men, the X-Men has some serious heavy hitters. But like you said, they might be taking away a lot of these guys at the very beginning.
But like you were saying, where is our heavy hitters?
Yeah.
Where are they? Where is Doctor Strange? Where is Wanda? Where is Captain Marvel? Where are they at?
Because the only one that we confirmed to have, because we have our doubts about Steve, is Thor. And we see him get absolutely stopped with 2 fingers.
Now, another person that I'm thinking of that can maybe be this heavy hitter is Shang-Chi.
Very true.
With these 10 rings.
Very true.
We see that they are this crazy
and he is
force.
Mega OP with those rings.
With the 10 rings.
And so good. What a great character. Shang-Chi was
and that's
so
a very
amazing.
underrated movie that they actually did really well in the post-Endgame phase.
And I was thinking after, it came out years ago, but I remember I went and saw it in theaters, and I wasn't expecting a super duper amazing movie. I kind of went in there with lower expectations, but once I watched the movie, I was so surprised at how amazing it was. And then after, months and months after, I was kind of like, was it really that good, or was I just expecting a mediocre movie? And then it was a great movie, and I thought, maybe, I was so surprised that I kind of thought it was better than it was.
Yeah.
But then I rewatched it, and that movie has it has replayability.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
It's got everything like a classic Marvel movie has. It's got the powers that you don't expect to be really amazing and powerful.
It has the badass fight scenes.
It's got the badass fight scenes. It's got the witty comedy at the same time.
It's got this over the top. The cinematography and the shots that they have in this movie is one of the best from any Marvel movie we ever see.
Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
You know exactly who directed that movie, Shang-Chi?
Remind me.
The same guy who directed Brand New Day. And he used a lot of his stunt choreographers and his cinematographer he used in Brand New Day. And that's why, I think that's another reason why we love Brand New Day so much, which we're about to get into.
Yep.
But it was a different shift from what John Watts, who directed the first 3. It's a very major shift in movie to the 4th one. Because the 4th one is completely different, in my opinion, in a good way.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I really like that director, and that explains a lot with how good Shang-Chi was.
It does. So, yeah, we're in trouble for Doomsday.
We're in trouble.
Yeah,
we gotta have some kind of heavy hitter come.
For just a second, let's talk about our last show, and let's switch universes real quick. DC.
Yeah.
Finally looking like they might have a really good project on their hands.
Yeah.
Of course, they nailed Penguin, but this Lanterns trailer looks peak.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
It looks so good. What do you think? What are your first thoughts after seeing
when
that?
I saw this amazing trailer, I was so hyped because I love Kyle Chandler so much.
Me too, man.
And I love Aaron Pierre, who's going to play John. So we have Hal and John in this trailer, and it looks like they are on this murder mystery, space detective, true detective show.
Yeah.
That is going through multiple worlds, but it somehow tracks them to Earth, and they have to solve some type of crime that's happened here.
Yeah.
And John Stewart in the trailer mentions Martian manhunters, and then Hal's
the Manhunters.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah. But and then Hal's like, where did you hear that name?
Yeah.
So that we already sense that their true capabilities are going to be put on for us to see here, and
which I'm so excited for it because I am tired of the Green Lantern memes talking about how shitty a character he is and him constantly getting shit on,
Yeah.
Like, Green Lantern is him,
He is
dude.
him.
And we don't know if, they're not even, these characters that we're going to be following aren't even necessarily like the Green Lantern, right? Because it's not the Green Lantern from the Justice League that we see in Superman, but it is Hal and John. So I really like how not only is it showing us different Green Lanterns, it's showing us, that from the Superman movie that other Green
Lanterns.
Yeah, that other lanterns can be like the planets.
Because when we watched it, you pointed out the title itself. It's not Green Lantern.
It's Lanterns.
It's Lanterns. So we can bring in other colored lanterns as well.
Like yellow lanterns, red lanterns.
Yeah.
Will we see those? Because, of course, we don't see them in the trailer.
No.
We see Sinestro.
Yep, that is a big point.
But we don't see any of the other colored lanterns. I would love to see a yellow lantern.
Yeah, it would be
Or
sick.
a red lantern.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of different colors of lanterns.
And are they the ones behind this? Like, are they the different colored lanterns behind this mystery that is going on, these killings? It's what it looks like.
And could they be trying to, like, maybe make them think that it's the Manhunters, so maybe they can get a war going between the Manhunters and Earth?
That is a great point. It's a great point. But it looks like DC's cooking here.
It does.
They killed with Superman. That was a massive hit. Supergirl, I have not seen Supergirl yet, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it sounded like
we're slacking on that.
It sounded like it got mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But I love Millie Alcock, so
I do too. And listen, man, the unfortunate reality, right? It may not be that great. It may really not be that great. But a lot of, especially superhero movies, when they're led by when they have a female lead, they oftentimes don't get great reviews.
Right. And it's just because some people just won't go see them. Just
Yes.
because of that terrible view of that some people have.
Yeah.
It's like they're just because it has a female lead.
It's like
and that might tie in with what we were talking about earlier with Wakanda 2.
very
because
true.
If Shuri was the lead. That might
Very
be
true.
a reason.
Which, of course, that one genuinely wasn't my favorite, but I really agree that could definitely have something to do with it.
Hot take, I like Captain Marvel. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, I loved Captain Marvel. Are you talking about the character or the movie?
The movie.
Yeah, I loved the movie,
I loved
dude.
that movie.
And I thought young Nick Fury in that movie showing like how he lost his why
With
he
the
wears
cat.
the eye patch. The cat
Yeah.
was so amazing. Showing Agent Phil, is it Agent Phil or who is it?
Agent Coulson.
Yeah, Agent Coulson. Yeah,
Yeah.
Agent Coulson. And whenever they're together, dude, Coulson is so good with Nick. I think the movie was so good. It had high stakes, but it also had that comedy. And Brie Larson is a phenomenal actor. I love Brie Larson.
And I want her to be in these upcoming movies.
I do too.
I think we need, like we were saying, we need this heavy hitter.
And I make fun of her character a lot because she has some ridiculously stupid lines that make me just hit my head.
Yeah.
But I enjoy Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, and I enjoy her character.
Yeah.
So, good take. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's a great take.
But what I was saying is, though, like, with these, I think they're about to hit with this show, especially with, like, how they're tied into HBO.
Mhm.
So they can have these, like, darker toned shows and movies like they did with Peacemaker. Peacemaker's, like, hilarious, but it's also, like, a little bit dark as well.
Super dark.
And so, like...
It's super vulgar, too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this show is going to carry on in that same way, which, in my opinion, is how DC should always be. It should be that tone.
And, I think the Green Lantern we got in the Justice League is a great fit for this kind of HBO Max vibe, because even he was, like, kind of an asshole.
Guy was a complete dick.
Yeah, 100%. And so I feel like he could pull off this kind of, like, F you kind of attitude so well that HBO Max is totally built for.
Yeah. But I'm excited.
I am too, and you described it, how they did, right? They said Space Rangers mixed with True Detective. Sign me up.
Sign me up.
I'm here for it
Yeah.
the whole way. Overall, so optimistic for that.
Yeah.
So I pray that they nail it. I think they will, based on what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But my goodness, does DC need a win?
Yeah,
They need a major win.
Yeah, like Superman was good,
Superman was good.
but like you need a.
Let's keep building.
You got to keep it going.
Yeah, you got to keep it going. This is not going to be a 1, 2, 3, or even 4 project thing to get this universe going.
We got to keep going.
You have to keep going. You need to keep pushing this stuff out. But also, we talked about Marvel kind of moving away from shows. I don't want them to get lost in shows, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because if this has a lot of success, coming off the success of The Penguin,
Yeah.
I don't want them to go too far into the shows.
That's not even in the same universe. Like it's
right.
It's now
Yeah.
made by by the DCU, but like it is not the same universe.
Yeah.
Like they have been adamant. James Gunn has been adamant about saying that Penguin and the Batman are different, and he will make his own Batman.
Yeah.
So.
Which is so sad.
Which is sad because we really love the Batman. We love.
What if
Robert
it's Robert Pattinson though?
No. We love Robert Pattinson. We love the Batman. We love the Penguin show. It just sadly.
You don't think there's any chance whatsoever he'd go with
No.
Robert Pattinson?
No.
Yeah.
If Robert Pattinson was 10 years younger,
Yeah.
probably.
But he is older now.
It's not enough to start creating a Justice League. It can't be. It needs to be a younger Bruce Wayne, sadly.
I unfortunately agree with you. Let's talk about one more thing before we head out, and that is Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh my
Spider-Man.
God. So yeah, if you haven't watched the movie, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
Thank you,
and
guys.
we will see you soon. But if you have watched it or you just want to know the spoilers, oh my God, was that movie amazing.
So good.
Yeah,
So
and
good.
You can watch our instant reaction, but we're going to actually
Yes.
kind of dive more into it right now.
We both gave it a 9 out of 10. I would stand by that rating.
Yeah.
I really don't think recency bias is coming into this. Of course, it's only been a few days since we watched it.
Yeah.
But, oh my
So Jean
freaking
Grey
goodness.
is confirmed.
What'd you say?
Jean Grey is confirmed.
Jean Grey is confirmed.
Sadie Sink, it looked
Yeah,
amazing.
people were right.
Mm-hmm.
She was so good,
She was so good. I loved every bit of her character. I loved how they built it up. I loved how she had this classic Jean trauma behind her.
Yeah,
Because of her sister getting taken away from her, and she's tracking her down. She wants to understand what VMAX means this whole time, and it doesn't at the end when we find out. It just means that
His sister died. Her sister died in that room, which was an amazing twist. It was like a punch in the gut, but it
Yeah.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
that was a good move.
And we thought, we really thought that Peter was gonna get MJ back and Ned back.
Yeah,
And we do get conversations, but
he gets their friendship, but
he gets their friendship.
But we're kind of starting back from square one with them. Maybe not with Ned. We see, Ned kind of, he
gets
remembers
the
that
handshake. And this is a big topic going around right now. Is it muscle memory,
Right.
or is it because Jean created this bubble when she was in the midst of she was about to destroy everything, and kill the director of damage control?
Yeah.
When she held this bubble, then she was diving into Peter's memory. Did she bring out the spell? Did she kind of crack the spell in everybody?
I think that's very possible.
And because you see MJ stand there and she's frozen, but then she cries. She has a tear trickle down.
Yeah.
And she's
touching that bracelet.
And then after it cracks, she immediately grabs the Dahlia necklace.
Yeah, necklace.
But then she goes to the school, their place on the rooftop. She goes there at the end of the movie and sits there and watches the sunrise or the sunset. And then
Is she maybe hoping Peter shows up?
or she has some kind of thought and recollection that they used to go there and it means something. So, did Jean, not on purpose, probably, but did she crack that spell? And everybody in that spell too, in that bubble as well. Not just
Do you think
Ned.
that would mean that all of these, random New Yorkers within the kilometer,
Have some type of memory of Peter Parker now?
they
Yeah.
know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man? maybe?
Probably. And I bet that is... I lean more towards that theory than it just being muscle memory.
I kind of like that because, we know that he doesn't really have May now. He's not really living this normal life. He's just Spider-Man.
Yeah, you're just Spider-Man.
And he, at the end, when Jean is talking to him, to tie into your, theory right there, Jean is talking to him, and she's like, "Are you Peter Parker or are you Spider-Man?" And he says, "I'm both."
I'm both. Yeah.
And you see him completely dial in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
so
dials in both.
I think that maybe he might accept, if people figure out that he is Peter Parker, I think he might accept that and be like, well, it's the way it is. People know I'm Peter Parker. So
that would be a common thing going around New York right now, because at the end of Daredevil season 2, he also turns himself in. I mean, he doesn't turn himself in, but he lets the world know that Matt Murdock is Daredevil.
Yeah.
He lets them all know, and then he gets locked up, which is an important thing to note in this movie, because we do see Daredevil in No Way Home, and then you don't see Daredevil at all in this movie. And I bet a lot of people who didn't watch the show are like, where the hell is Daredevil at?
He's in jail.
Oh, he's in jail.
Yep.
For the crimes he did as Daredevil. And that's a whole thing that we're not going to get into right now. But we also see the Punisher. John Bernthal again.
So good.
We see this trio again that we saw in the Odyssey. We see him again in this movie. And, I mean, I could watch John Bernthal be Punisher for
all
the rest
day.
of my life, honestly.
He's so good.
He kills that character.
And the fact that he's wanted to play as Frank Castle for years and years and years is so amazing. Because he embodies that character.
Yeah, he was so good.
He nails it.
And he's so violent.
He's
dude.
so
It's
violent.
awesome.
But, he's so violent, but also his
softer side came out in this movie.
100%. But the way, his violent side and his soft side both mix with Peter so well.
Yeah.
It's so phenomenal.
I was talking to you about this in the reaction video, that I think that the Punisher I think that Frank sees his son in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the, towards the end of the movie, he sees
his
face, and then he's like, I always thought you were like some kid under there. And I think that he really does.
He calls him a good kid.
Yeah, he feels that. And we see this, when he's around him, this joy kind of comes out of Punisher. He gets to kind of joke and kind of laugh and kind of kid around. And then he doesn't get to do that by himself, because he doesn't have anybody else but him. So I think he sees a son in him, and his son that he lost. I think he sees that in Peter a lot. But I just love their chemistry.
I do
and
too.
They showed it again. They showed it in the Odyssey, and they show it here now.
And there was a bunch of badass scenes with the Punisher, when Peter has webbed up, the Punisher, and he's dragging him under Hulk, and he's shooting Hulk as Hulk is jumping over him, and it's in slow-mo. Yeah. What a badass scene. This emotional scene when they're in this Jean is inside Peter's head near the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And, she's holding everybody in this kind of field, right? Yeah. We see him, earlier, right before this scene starts, he's aiming in. He's trying to find Jean and Peter. And at the end of this scene, right after Spider-Man says, you have me, to Jean, when she's like, what do I have now?
Yeah.
He's like, you have me. You hear this gunshot, and he instantly turns, and he takes the bullet from a Barrett 50 cal, mind you.
Right.
Dude.
They should have put a hole in Spidey.
100%. If he wasn't, ridiculously tough, that's going through him and through Jean both.
Yeah.
But you see John Bernthal's face immediately right after that happens, and the emotion he portrays is so good.
Yeah. He felt oh shit, I just shot my friend.
Yeah. So good. And especially, somebody he sees his son in, probably.
And after that, let's talk about how powerful Jean is to keep him alive. She kept him alive.
For days, potentially.
For days, up until, she knew that he would be okay. And at this time, she's on a bus, God knows how many miles away. So this 33 feet shit that we're talking about
out the window.
Out the window.
Yeah.
Out the window. There's no telling how long this range is now.
And that's we see in the X-Men movies, Charles Xavier, he has to use Cerebro to do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Not Jean, obviously. So it's showing her, like, in the comics, obviously, she is like this Omega level mutant, right?
Literally.
She's the strongest psychic,
Yep.
the strongest telepath. I love that it's already showing that. And I also love how, like, it gives us some, like, Jean story without immediately going into her being freaking consumed by the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, because we don't
Everything.
want that.
I really don't.
We want to see Jean like
I
grow and
unfortunately think
develop
it
as
might
a character.
happen.
Eventually,
Yeah.
because it
But-
has to in a
yeah.
way. But we want to see this character grow and develop and get to the school and and befriend Cyclops and Professor X and possibly run into a Wolverine at some point in the future. And like we want to see her go through these trials and tribulations.
And how is her relationship with the potential Cyclops going to be? Because this Cyclops that we have, who might die at the beginning of Doomsday, you said, is much older. Definitely not going to be in a relationship with Sadie Sink.
No,
Um,
no, God no.
But I hope not. That would be terrible.
It would be interesting if she is in this movie, and that's what we were waiting on to talk about. Is Sadie Sink, is Jean Grey going to be in Doomsday? Will she tie in? Probably not, in my opinion. I don't think she will.
Why not?
But if she is,
I'm so here for
that'll
it.
be really interesting. But
Yeah.
also, is Spider-Man going to be? Now, Tom Holland was asked this exact same question, like yesterday, and he said, "I cannot answer any of those questions." So, definitely been trained up by Zendaya
Yeah.
in the media aspect of everything and not spoiling anything anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Spider-Man better be in it, or I'm gonna be real pissed.
I agree.
'Cause there's no point for him not to be.
Especially with that end credit scene we see in the Spider-Man movie where we're looking at the spider tracker and it shows the Spider-Man way off in space.
What is
And
that?
this could be a bunch of different things, like, a different Spider-Man appearing in, their universe maybe.
An incursion happening from
yeah.
a different world with another Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Arriving on a ship like the Fantastic Four. Maybe he's on their ship too. I don't know. There are so many different things. Or maybe Peter himself, our Tom Holland,
Our Tom Holland.
our
I guess,
Spider-Man gets teleported somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe it's to Battle World. Maybe it's not in our Doomsday sphere. Maybe it is to Battle World that will happen in Secret Wars.
Gosh.
There are endless possibilities
So-
with that damn cutscene.
We're in such a good place after the Spider-Man movie, though. It didn't tie up too much. It left it perfectly open-ended.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the first Spider-Man to get a fourth Spider-Man movie, which
Right.
is major. But I think we could get a fifth, depending on what happens, in Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah,
but
I think we should get a fifth.
I think we need a fifth, especially, with... We can't make a whole movie around the relationship between him and MJ and him and Ned, but
it has to be there's the plot, and then this is like a subplot.
we need that. I really think we need that.
Yeah. And I love how it tied in with Toby's and Andrew's. Like it gave this, not just even the suit itself is a mixture of all three of them, and it's like he pays homage to Peter 1 and Peter 2 suits.
Yeah.
Like it's like he pays homage to it in this new suit, which I enjoyed. I thought the new suit was pretty freaking cool.
It was pretty awesome.
But also like him when he falls, after he's like wrapped up in that web, after he blacks out the first time.
And he's in his underwear?
And he's in his underwear and he falls. And it's just like when Toby falls and he's like, my back.
Yeah.
And he like gets up and he's like, oh, and he's like hurting and everything. Yeah. And then like with Andrew, when he's like a little nod to him is when he's like stretching and he's talking shit. Like right before he's about to beat all these guards' asses, he's just like stretching and everything, and it ties into like what Andrew did in his movie.
Yeah,
like he's stretching and he's talking crap before he fights. So there's
I really love how they're bringing the best of our Spider-Mans to Tom Holland.
I love it too, and that's why he said this he said this in multiple interviews. He's like, if we were gonna do this movie, I wanted it to like honor everything that has came before it and tie into all the other Spider-Mans. And even at the very end, when he walks out of the hospital and it's all this group, this whole crowd.
Yeah,
is
it's like the scene from Toby's movie.
It's like in Spider-Man 3 when
Yeah.
he sees when he's about to get the key to the city, and they're all there chanting his name.
And I love how in the beginning of the montage that we see in the movies, Tom Holland Spider-Man also gets the key to the city. He's sitting in his room just kind of looking at it.
Yeah. I loved every single bit of this movie.
Which was a really cool dynamic between him and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, because he was currently losing MJ. Tobey Maguire was currently losing MJ when he got the key to the city. You know, like their relationship is slipping. But Tom Holland has already lost MJ.
And when MJ nails that blow on him, saying "I don't love you," and he's swinging through the city and everything.
Did you hear all the girls in the back of the theater gasp?
Yeah.
They were like,
never mind. It's not after when she says "I don't love you." It's when she sees
the note, right?
The boyfriend. No, when Spidey sees MJ and her current boyfriend kiss, he goes and swings around like Toby does. And then it looks like, because in Toby's, he swings around after their like engagement party, and he's swinging around, and then he has like the web block. It starts. In this one, it looks like
he just lets
himself fall.
Yeah.
Because he swings and then he stops and then he falls and then it cuts, and it looks like he just let himself fall all the way to the ground to feel some type of pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that was. Like, oh, damn. Like, he's going through it.
Yeah.
And then the trauma and the arachnid takes over after this. So it's really... And let's talk about real quick. In that same scene, before she kisses her boyfriend, she's talking with Ned about this application or this interview that she took with this company. And she was like, I don't want to work for this mega corporation scumbag. You know? I believe...
Oscorp.
I think it's Oscorp.
Yes.
And this will be...
Our introduction to at least Harry.
And I want to talk about something real quick with Oscorp. Could Oscorp, now that Peter has made this mutant, like... Inhibitor, which is like the first mutant inhibitor that we see in all these other X-Men movies, that controls them, that puts the shackle on them. Could Oscorp get their hands on this technology, and instead of them developing this serum of being like the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin or whatever and bringing that into the fold, could they take another angle with Oscorp and them developing mutant cures and other inhibitors? And that's how our 616 Oscorp works. Is they're almost like the Cure and the Stryker of everything. Maybe Stryker, whenever he comes into play, maybe he works for Oscorp instead.
I would like that.
And they take a completely...
Instead of being like a military guy.
And instead of doing like military stuff like that, they take a completely other turn and tie them into mutants, and they keep Spidey in the fold along with X-Men and everything else. I personally want to see that instead of the other way around.
That's a really dope theory.
Because we've already dealt with the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Let's not do it again. Let's keep Willem Dafoe's legacy alive. Let's keep it over there on the shelf. Let's not touch it.
Yeah.
Let's go a different direction with Oscorp. If this is the company that she was talking about, I really hope it is. And that would be insane.
I really love that. You know, you were talking about the inhibitor. It's really crazy
that Peter made it.
Peter is the one that made this, and he could end up being responsible for so much death and destruction for the X-Men later. And
that's such a Spider-Man thing.
And you know, like in the X-Men universe, when this cure finally comes out, you know, there's like mutants in the X-Men movies. There's mutants protesting the cure, and there's people like saying like mutants should have to take the cure. You know, what if the people, you know, that are supporting the cure and everything start like using Spider-Man even against his will as this like poster child for the cure? Like, hey, like Spider-Man created this. You know, he's our hero. This is the right thing to do. And so it could create this rift between the X-Men people and the Marvel kind of people. And could lead us into like, you know, X-Men versus Avengers type thing.
Maybe
you know, some
on
type
Battle World. Brother.
Bro.
Good shit. Good shit.
That's awesome. But yeah,
I love it.
I love that too. Especially with all the intelligent people that work, in the X-Men, right? If
Right.
they're also on Battleworld, they're like, they're talking to Spider-Man, and they're like, we actually heard about this thing that you created.
Mm-hmm.
Have you not thought about how dangerous this is going to be for us? And then they start, trying to attack him
Yeah.
maybe. Then
Yep.
these like Marvel guys are like, yo, this is our guy.
Yeah, like
You know what I
back the
mean?
fuck.
Yeah, back up a little bit. And then we have X-Men and Avengers battling. Woo!
Yes, man.
That would be sick.
Yes, I want to see that.
Me too. That would be freaking awesome. So we see Jean at the end of the movie, right? You said she was on the bus. Looks like she's heading upstate.
Possibly.
Maybe going to the school.
Possibly going to school.
That would be so sick.
I don't know how she would.
Hmm?
I don't know, like, I think she's going to school, but, like, has Charles just been in the dark this whole time? Has he kept his mutants, like, literally hidden?
Yeah.
Like, on purpose? Because that's what he wants to do.
How has he not sensed Jean, like, with Cerebro? If he has Cerebro
He probably
already.
has. He might.
Right.
I mean, I don't
but
know.
But he contacts these mutants. You know what I mean? And he
Mhm.
sends people to go find these mutants. And if he senses this, super powerful telepath, it's crazy. Charles Xavier just came across the screen right there. But he's going to send like somebody to find Jean.
Yeah.
100%. So I don't know. What if this school that we see getting destroyed in these trailers is the school that Jean is currently heading to right now, and she gets there maybe right after this, or
Maybe.
I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
but,
because there would be a lot.
It would be a
to have
lot.
to have
It would be a lot, but
I see the vision.
Yeah.
See the vision. But when our X-Men does get cast, so now there's 2 confirmed, by the way. So I said 1 confirmed earlier because I wanted to stop with the spoiler. I didn't want to spoil it for everybody else. But so you got Samara Weaving is confirmed as Emma Frost, and then you have Sadie Sink as Jean Grey.
yes,
And then we have all these other ones to talk about with the X-Men, but that are rumored to be casting. And I think they'll all get confirmed at D23 at that event that happens in a
I
couple
hope that
weeks.
casting list is real.
I think it'll happen.
My God.
And but I think that it would have to be like Charles has been so good at his job that he's
nobody
literally
knows about it.
He's literally kept the mutants in the dark for their own safety.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's seen sacrifice and death around him, and that might be used against him in their movie. It's like, we want to go do something, like Jean, and then Jean is the one
Like
to introduce them.
Thanos came here, dude. How did they deal with the snap? You know what I mean?
Or somebody goes, "You were gone for 5 years, Charles," like something like that.
Oh my!
And maybe
gosh.
Beast held down the school. Maybe Beast didn't blip, or blip. Maybe Beast held down the school and held down the rest of them.
Bro.
Yeah. There's endless possibilities with this X-Men movie. And maybe the X-Men movie that we're getting is not in our universe. Maybe it's in a different universe.
Right.
But I prefer it to be in our universe, though.
I do too. I do too.
But yeah, man, that movie was freaking amazing.
It was freaking awesome, dude.
I thought Tom Holland did an amazing job acting again. I thought
he's so good. That's our Spider-Man.
that is our Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Sadie Sink was amazing. She was so good. Zendaya was amazing. Everybody was too good. Almost too good.
Agree. I don't think it could have been any better.
I loved it, and it was definitely a top 3 Spider-Man for me.
100%.
But yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about for Comic-Con? One more thing. Me and Hunter are Resident Evil stans.
Yes.
We love everything Resident Evil, and we've gotten some big reveals for Resident Evil.
Finally, the trailer.
Yes. We got the director for it.
Zach Kreger.
Zach Kreger. He also directed Weapons, which,
Yep.
if you haven't watched, that is one of the best horror movies in recent years.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Very good.
Watching that in theaters was absolutely insane. I know you watched that after.
Yeah, I
right?
watched it after. It's still just as good at
It's
home.
great on TV.
Yeah, very good at home.
So good. showed my girlfriend weapons, and she was like, dude, that is heavy.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was great though, right?
Yeah.
But in the trailer, we see that same type of spooky, slow
Dude,
burn.
it like times
energy.
10.
Yes.
Because we're in this Resident Evil world now.
Yes.
Like, it feels just like the game.
And the games, like, especially, you know, the best ones, they feel slower, and, you know, they kind of ease you into it at first, but you have this terrifying, you know, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, this movie feels like it's really going to capture, like, the horror of Resident Evil.
I think they hit.
The trailer especially, like, so it has, at the beginning, right, he's like, you know, he's got to deliver this heart, right, out here to this place. So he's got his little mission, he's got his little objective at the beginning of the movie.
You got the objective, you gotta go.
He's driving out
on a snowy road.
On this snowy road in the middle of freaking night, and this woman walks out in front of his car, boom, hits her.
Classic fashion.
Classic Resident Evil. He goes and looks for her body. It's not there. Just a pool of blood and footsteps leading off into the forest.
Yep.
So he's like, "What in the world?"
Is that?
So it cuts. We move on. He's at the house. He knocks on the door.
Obviously, no one answers.
Obviously, nobody answers, but the door opens. Right? Of course it does.
Yeah.
And he opens. And what does he do? He's like, hello. Obviously, you have to announce yourself for God and everybody.
Right.
In this spooky house in the middle of freaking nowhere where the lights are on.
Yeah, right.
But he goes in, and it cuts to him upstairs, right? And he's looking around.
Walks in, he sees the typewriter.
You see the typewriter?
Yeah,
yes.
To save.
And he's upstairs, and he looks out the window.
And there's that same woman.
That woman is running, and her run is terrifying. It had big time Weapons vibes, like you know, the run. They're like the people that have been possessed, like in Weapons, absolutely terrifying when they're running.
Yeah.
And she was hauling ass, mind you, through the snow. And he sees it, and that is classic Resident Evil. Like, you see an enemy coming towards you, and you're like, oh my god, I have to figure a way out of this right now.
Yep.
And you start scrambling. He sees the shotgun, right? Of course there's no shells in it. Of course the shotgun's unloaded, because why would it have shells in it?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay.
He's looking through the drawers.
He's like, bullets. And he opens one of the drawers, and he finds the shotgun shells. And it's the shotgun shells from Resident Evil 4.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. And
so cool. Like just the trailer, how many nods it's given just to the game in just a little amount of time.
And it doesn't show us too much, man.
No.
You know, like it shows us just enough to get us hooked.
It showed us a few like the monsters, and then like just a few monsters, and it shows him like running down the street, and then you see like them all fall out of like windows and stuff. And then that's about it.
And they mention Raccoon City by name.
Yeah, they say like, where you going, Raccoon City?
He's like, no sweat. Okay, bud.
Okay, bud.
But you also see this scene where you see the heart box, right? And you see this like little fucking monster coming out of this like box.
Yeah.
And that is very Resident Evil coded, like the little mutations and stuff.
Right, because something so small could turn into something so
monstrous,
ridiculously huge and monstrous. Yeah.
But I think it's gonna nail the horror, the gore, the monsters, you know.
Because he didn't say it was like based on any specific game.
Yeah.
It is just its own thing. But that's okay.
That's okay.
Like, we don't have to have Leon.
100%.
We don't have to have like Claire and all them. Like,
yes. You know, maybe we have a reference to like, you know, the bioterrorism like organizations that Chris starts. Yeah. And everything, and that like gets talked about in Resident Evil 9 with Leon.
Or like he comes across like something like a file and it says like Umbrella on it.
Yeah. Or
something. Like just little nods to know like we are in that universe.
Yeah, especially like if he's dealing with Raccoon City, because we know that Raccoon City is like running that.
Yeah, that, you know, that program.
Like they literally own the city basically, and they're running Umbrella under the city of Raccoon City. So we'll talk about more about Resident Evil.
Closer.
Yeah,
we'll definitely do a video on that
for sure. Because I think we'll probably get another trailer.
Oh yeah, I do too. Yeah.
But oh my goodness, I can't wait to compare it to the
excited, dude.
games.
There's
and
so much this year, dude. I mean,
movies are back, man.
Movies are
We were
back.
starved a couple years ago,
we really were.
but we are so back.
I read something today that this weekend broke the all-time record for like a weekend at the box office. Made 400
With the Odyssey and Spider-Man.
Like domestically, it broke a record and it made over $412 million with the
my
Odyssey,
gosh.
Spider-Man, and Toy Story 5 making all
Completely
this money.
forgot about Toy Story 5.
Yeah. But
My
we're not
gosh.
done yet. We still have all of these movies and all these shows still
December
to
is going to be a month,
Yeah.
dude.
go. Yeah, we will have more videos on Doomsday and Dune at
For
the
sure.
same time.
For sure. Anything else you want to talk about?
Brother, I think we have covered it. I'm super excited for all these projects, though.
Sweet.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.